Hello, everybody. Tracy, Mrs. JDog Flanagan with you here today. I am the co founder and senior vice president here at JDog Brands, and I would like to welcome you to Tactical Treasures, a podcast sharing the stories of veterans and military family members that have been impacted by specific items in their lives. I will be interviewing voices in the veteran space to search for inconspicuous objects and moments that they turned into tactical treasures for their military career, business, or life. Today, I have the pleasure of speaking with Natalie Oliverio. Natalie is a post 9/11 Navy veteran, mentor, and founder of the award winning consulting firm Military Talent Partners. After more than a decade in corporate recruitment, Natalie leveraged her experience and military service to ignite her passion for diversifying our nation's workforce by hiring veterans and military spouses. Natalie has been featured in GI Jobs, military.com, and has been the featured guest on more than 40 podcast interviews. Natalie, welcome to the podcast. Thanks for coming on.
Hi, Tracy. Thanks so much for having me.
So, tell me a little bit about yourself. I do understand that you are a post 9/11 Navy veteran. Thank you so much for your service. Just tell me a little bit about yourself, what you're doing now.
Sure. Well, I have the amazing opportunity to run Military Talent Partners, which is a company I started up in 2018 after 13 years in executive recruitment and several years in professional mentorship. And I wanted to find a way to connect those two amazing things. And that's what we do at Military Talent Partners. We connect veterans and military spouses to meaningful careers, and we help companies all over the country hire more of these amazing veterans and military talent.
Wow, that's amazing. Yeah, that's sounds like what we're trying to do here at JDog as well. Is try to get our amazing veterans into incredible career opportunities. Um, so I would love to hear about, um, I guess your personal mission is veteran talent. Tell me, let's just jump right into your treasure.
My treasure is mentorship. And it took me a long time to find that treasure. It was buried down deep. I wish I had a mentor a long time ago. And it really was discovered out of frustration, out of seeing candidates, including veterans and military spouses, regularly interviewing for jobs they really, really wanted. And for whatever reason, not being selected. And the standard corporate rejection letter or rejection conversation would be executed. And that would leave the candidate really not sure of what went wrong, or maybe they thought they did really well and they had no idea that they weren't going to be selected, or it was something they really, really wanted and it just didn't work out. And it wasn't until I began volunteering as a mentor that I understood that as that dynamic of a conversation, I could really help them understand what it was that maybe was the catalyst to them not getting selected for that specific job. Maybe their confidence wasn't where it should have been or could have been. Maybe they didn't know how to tell their story or how to highlight their skills and their tell the story of their mutual benefit between them and the company and that candidate's life. So as a mentor, I could say anything and really help make a difference in that recruiting process. Whereas as a corporate or executive recruiter, there's only so much you're allowed to say on behalf of a specific company. And it was an unbelievable treasure because it lit me up inside. And it finally felt like meeting my purpose eye to eye. And I can't think of anything better I would rather get from any kind of treasure.
Yeah. I think mentorship, not only is it awesome for the mentee, obviously, because they're typically getting a good resource, sound advice, but it is very rewarding for the mentor. And I can speak to that because I've done mentoring myself, and I am a mentor for the Amplify program for military spouse entrepreneurship through the Hiring Our Heroes program. And that is so rewarding to me to speak with a mentee and help brainstorm with them and just watch the light bulbs go off, as you're mentoring them. It just makes you feel so good inside that you're able to impart your knowledge and your wisdom and advice to somebody else. It's kind of like paying it forward, so to speak.
It really is. And when you're able to give a part of yourself, including your time and your experience and your encouragement of another human being, and the desire to see them meet their potential and reach their goals, it is such a gift to yourself to be able to help in that way. And I think, Tracy, you said it perfectly, and that's really the hallmark of a great mentor. That's how you know you have that gift to give and to share with others. And it is that ripple effect continues beyond anything you'll ever know.
Mm. Yeah, true, true. Um, so did your military experience, how did that influence you with this direction and mentorship? Talk about that a little bit, if you could.
I think something that I experienced is something a lot of us experience, and something that we don't really foresee on the front end. And that's the giant question mark that comes after the military. Because once you're getting into it and once you're in it, it takes a certain amount of time before you even think about what could be next for you. And for a lot of us, we don't know. And for many high performing veterans, there are multiple options. And so, how do you know what the right path is for you if maybe the military is all you've ever done or all you've ever known? So, I faced so many uncertainties. I fell into a life of really living to the expectations of other people because that was easier. It kind of follows that
Sure.
military path or trajectory where everything's laid out for you. But that also held me back from thinking for myself and what does Natalie really want? What's best for Natalie's future? Instead of just meeting, society or familial or social normative expectations of other people. And so it's easier to do that. We could go through the motions, we could get a great job, a sexy title, a great salary, and check all those boxes. But for a lot of veterans, that purpose isn't there, and that can create a lot of problems, from not feeling that sense of belonging to a lack of purpose or mission. And when those pieces do not connect, it leaves a gap in the puzzle and it just doesn't fit right into your life. And it took me a long time to realize that. And so I thought that if I could pair the magic of mentorship with recruiting, connecting people to meaningful careers in a way that allowed them to reach their potential and meet their purpose, then that would be everything. And every time that light bulb moment happens or that right connection hits, it is like Christmas Day all over again every single time. It's an amazing feeling. But it took a long time to get there. So cutting that out to create maybe a shorter experience or helping inspire others to not go through a struggle for as long as some of us have is really
Mm.
important too.
Yeah, true. We see that all the time here at JDog. When we finally, the veteran comes to us, wanting to look at our JDog business model, it's everything you just said. They may be in corporate America. They may have checked all the boxes. They have a great salary. They have a sexy title, a good job, and supporting their family, but something is missing. There's just this big hole. They don't understand the mission. They're just doing a job. They lack that feeling of purposefulness. And and also too, I think they struggle with the fact that they can't really control their own destiny in corporate America, especially with the way the private sector is these days and jobs and the pandemic. And, um, you know, our leads went up hugely during the pandemic. A lot of our veterans were just saying, you know what, I'm done. I want to be able to work for myself. I want to be able to be a part of something again. And they typically find that when they come to JDog, it's like, okay, well, wow, this is the ethos of brotherhood and sisterhood that I've been missing. I feel like I'm back. I feel like I'm home. We get that a lot. So yeah, definitely trying to help them navigate that space, that career space, or whatever that looks like, is so important. And that's really great work that you're doing. And that mentorship piece is so, so important. So, my next question for you. So, when we think about our veteran and our military community, what would you like them to take away from, from your treasure of mentorship? if they're looking at this podcast? What would you want them to take away from it?
It's never too soon to start thinking about what's next for you, what could be next for you, what your future potential might look like. And even if you are someone who's thinking, I don't really need a mentor, I'll figure it out, I'll get to it. These are the things that we tell ourselves to just get through what we're going through, or maybe it feels overwhelming, or that you don't have to start doing it yet, or you still have time. And before you know it, maybe you're out of time and you're in a pressure cooker situation. Whatever the case may be, it's never too soon to start thinking about mentorship, trying on some mentors, finding that right fit. It's okay to try on as many as you need, because that connection is the most important thing. That trust, that listening, the advice, the experience, the holistic approach to finding a mentor is really, really important. And you're always in control. You don't have to take mentorship from somebody because somebody somewhere said you had to. If it doesn't fit, it doesn't fit. And you can keep going to find the right person. But that person is out there. These resources are free and they shouldn't cost you a thing. And I would say that the number one takeaway is that it's never too soon to start. Most people don't know where to begin. A lot of us will just hurry up and open up a resume template and start creating whatever we can get on paper to feel good and say, well, I've got my resume up to date, or I just finished my resume. I'm going to just shoot it all over the place and apply to everything, and I'm going to find something amazing. But most of us who do that have not stopped to actually think about, well, what do I actually want to do next? And a mentorship conversation is the perfect place for that to start.
Mm, great advice. Um, so tell me, what does the future look like for Military Talent Partners?
I think the future is really bright for MTP. We are well over the 1,200 mark of hiring veterans and military spouses into
Wow.
meaningful careers. And in 3.5 years almost, we have mentored more than 5,000 individuals. And that means everything to us. So if we can keep growing that impact, keep creating those meaningful connections through inspiring potential and meaningful careers, that's everything for us.
Wow. Well, that's amazing growth. 5,000 veterans mentored. I love that. That's fabulous.
Yeah, it feels incredible. And 50% of our revenue is actually dedicated to keeping all of our services free, whether it's mentorship or career coaching or military transition coaching. For a veteran, military spouse, active duty service member, those services are always free.
Oh, wow. They need to come to you first when they get out, right?
Yeah, they do. They do.
So, if people are looking for you and wanted to learn more, where can they find you?
You can find us online at militarytalentpartners.com. You can find me on LinkedIn. You can find Military Talent Partners on LinkedIn or Instagram or Facebook. We are easy to find and easy to reach out to, and we are always here for you.
Well, that's amazing. You're doing great work.
Thank you. And so are you. And thanks for all that you inspire at JDog and all the opportunities for entrepreneurship and meaningfulness in the veteran community and beyond. You guys
Well,
are amazing.
thank you. Well, like I always say to everybody, it takes all of us. It takes a village, right? To be in
Yes.
this veteran space and to help our veterans transition, get into meaningful work or meaningful career or entrepreneurship. So if you come across anybody who's looking to be involved in a business and be a business owner, send them our way.
I absolutely will.
Well, Natalie, it was such a pleasure speaking with you today. Thank you so much for coming on our podcast. And it was great to see you. And you're doing great things. Keep growing.
Thanks again, Tracy. Thanks for having me, and all the best to you and everyone at the JDog team.
Okay. You as well. Take care. Bye now. For all the viewers watching, please don't forget to check out Operation Hidden Treasures on Discovery Channel at 8 a.m. Eastern on Sundays to see more stories of veterans turning junk to jewels. The new series follows enterprising U.S. military veterans and their families whose mission is to salvage and repurpose otherwise unused items and turn them into hidden treasures for people in need. Every episode will also include a JDog auction of an intriguing item discovered during a cleanout and made available to bid on by the public via the JDog website. Profits from every auction are donated to the JDog Foundation, which helps fund PTSD resources and supports veteran organizations combating veteran suicide. There are items currently listed for auction, so go and take a look on either jdog.com or operationhiddentreasures.com to see if one of the items can be your new treasure. Don't forget to follow Natalie Oliverio on all her outlets, and we look forward to what is in store for her in the future. Thanks for being with us. Bye bye now.